Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kieran, of course, from Red Devil Weekly, and welcome to the Manchester United vs Norwich match preview. Before we get into all of that, of course, please do make sure you hit that like button if you do enjoy the content. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are new around here. And also if you're watching on the replay, please do feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I always do enjoy reading your opinions, your thoughts going into big games like this. So please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you're watching live, feel free to drop a comment in the live chat. I usually try and read all of your comments as they come through. So don't be afraid, don't be shy. Leave your comments in the live chat as we go through. I can see Rich has joined us already. Thanks for joining, Rich. Appreciate it. It is happening. I don't upload often, I've got to say. It's something I need to work on, but it is happening. I am actually here. I'm actually talking to you. I'm almost surprised myself, really. I'm almost surprised myself that I bothered to do this, but I am here. And if you are watching, make sure you do check out Rich's channel. Brilliant stuff over there on his channel. I'm not sure if he's doing something tonight. If he is doing something tonight, be sure to check it out. Brilliant stuff over there. But I want to start really by talking about the main story of the day surrounding Manchester United, and that is that in the last hour, Nemanja Matic has confirmed that this will be his last season at Manchester United. 183 appearances for the 33-year-old Serbian, 4 goals scored in that time. Unfortunately, no trophies, which I'm sure is something that he didn't expect when he first walked through the doors at Old Trafford all those years ago. It feels like a long time anyway. Jose Mourinho's second full season, I think it was summer 2017, was when Nemanja Matic joined for a fee of around £40 million. So I think a lot of us expected big things. I think when he first came in, I'm not going to lie, I thought we're on for something very, very special, because what we saw at Chelsea, especially in the season previous where they went on to win the league, he was arguably one of their best players and probably one of the best players in the Premier League that season. So for us to snap him up and for us to bring him to Old Trafford, especially with the talent we already had at our disposal, I was excited. I can't lie, I was very, very excited. But unfortunately, it hasn't really planned out that expected it to plan out, but I don't think he's had too bad of a Man United career. I think towards the end it did peter out a little bit as he got older, but you know what, you can't fault him too much, and I think it's probably the best thing for both parties that he moves on. He's not really getting played too much by the current managers, and Rangnick isn't playing him a lot either, and also Matic isn't getting any younger. So you know what, I'm not even that surprised by this, really. I did think that this summer was going to be the summer that he'd move on, and obviously he decided to come out and announce it ahead of time. So, you know, fair play to him, and I wish him well wherever he goes. I'm sure he'll be hoping for a much more successful time at another club. But that's kind of what I wanted to touch on. Let me know your thoughts on the decision by Nemanja Matic to leave Manchester United at the end of the season. Let me know your thoughts. A few more people joining us. Dazza, thanks for joining, Dazza, mate. Appreciate it. Always good to hear from you. Make sure you check out his channel as well. Brilliant stuff on Dazza's Football Stand. He's saying it could be a tough game, to be fair, given our recent performances, and Norwich will be up for us. Well, listen, we will be getting into the Norwich preview portion of the show very, very shortly, but I'm going to say this. If Norwich beat us, we are truly finished as a footballing club. As a footballing institution, we are finished. And I'm not disrespecting Norwich, but this season they have been tool of getting into that 4th spot. Then if Norwich beat us, we may as well just play the kids to the end of the season. And you know what? We may as well do that now. I don't think we've got too much chance, but very soon. Boxer joins as well. Thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate it. Also stunned by the fact that I'm here talking to you live, and I said to you, I don't do it often, and you know, I just thought, you know what, I've got a free Friday evening. I may as well talk to you guys. May as well preview the Norwich game. Obviously, 3 o'clock tomorrow. Adam's joined us. Thanks for joining, Adam. Appreciate it. He says he's written off the season. I think you're not in the minority with that one. You're definitely in the majority with that one. A lot of disassociation with the club. I can't really blame fans for that. And, you know, even I'm really kind of becoming a bit apathetic towards the results this season, to be honest with you. Let's keep going. As well, thank you for joining, G. Appreciate it. Red Devil Studio. Brilliant stuff over there on Red Devil Studio. And thank you very much. Appreciate Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it. As if I did keep freezing a little bit as well. I don't know why that's happening. I think it's just my my internet is a little bit up and down here, but hopefully you can still hear me. Hopefully, as long as you can still hear me, you can just treat it like a radio show or something like that. I honestly aren't good. I'm not good enough to sort that sort of stuff out on my own. Oh, Matthew's joined us. That's a turn up for the books. Matthew's he says, surely we can beat Norwich. Well, don't speak too soon. That's all I'm going to say. Don't speak too soon. But yeah, keep your comments coming in. We're going to get on to the Norwich preview portion of haven't heard and you are just joining. Nemanja Matic has announced a couple hours ago, I think, that he will be at the end of the season. So if you want to hear my thoughts on that, you can go rewind to the start of the show. But as I said, if you want to leave your thoughts on that in the live chat or the comment section down below, we will be getting through all of your comments on tonight's Red Devil Weekly preview. So let's talk about Norwich. Currently bottom of the Premier League. Been rock bottom of the Premier League for a while now, it feels like. Currently still 7 points off safety, which in some ways, with 7 games to go for Norwich, it's a very tall order, and especially with the teams around them, I don't think they're going to get out of it. I think most Norwich fans have accepted the fate of a yo-yo club, which is, you know, they go up from the Championship, then go straight back down to the Premier, straight back down again next season, and that's what we've seen from Norwich. And I think, you know, there needs to be someone that has to break that cycle. It seems like they're just Championship merchants, you know what I mean? They just always seem to find it pretty easy in the Championship, always seem to win the Championship. But when it comes to Premier League football, they just can't hack it. The managers, I honestly don't know, but they need to sort that out. They're kind of like Fulham in that respect. Obviously, Fulham are looking likely to make a return to the Premier League once again. And, you know, yo-yo clubs are almost good for the top 6 because it gives them an easy 6 points every season. But as Daryl mentioned up here, I was just looking at his comment, he said, could be a tough game given one thing that does worry me. Obviously, Norwich will still be believing, Dean Smith's men, of course, will be believing that they could potentially the relegation zone. Now, it would be a monumental effort, don't get me wrong. If Norwich were to escape this season, it would be an almighty escape, one of the greatest escapes in Premier League history. But they'll see the fact they've still got 7 games to go. They'll have to make up a point a game, and they'd have to go on an unbelievable run. But you've got to play till the fat lady sings. And right now, the fat lady is preparing to sing, but am I looking at? They're going to be looking at the fact that they can still do it. And obviously going to Old Trafford as well. We've seen the likes of Leicester come to Old Trafford recently and put on a show and really put us to shame and really show up the fact that we are nothing right now. We are a shadow of the team that we are. So we're shocked. Our confidence is absolutely shot. Norwich are going to be coming there in a relegation battle. I mean, I would say the odds are heavily stacked against them, but you honestly never ever know. And right now with Manchester United, I never count any result out. No result is off the table. I've learned that too many times. So yeah, I think Norwich. You know, they're not a bad side. They're not a great side. But in the end of the day, we should be putting them to the sword. And I think most Norwich fans won't be expecting anything else other than a defeat. But as I said, that added jeopardy of the fact that they're still fighting to break out of that relegation zone. And I think some of our players, by the way we played against Everton, just don't really give a shit anymore, to be honest. I honestly don't see the ambition or the passion to get out or to get towards that top 4 place. Obviously, we saw Ronaldo, you know, freaking, hitting the phone out of that guy's hand. But ultimately, you know, that's all good, all well and good. But if you don't perform on the pitch, then, you know, we don't care. We honestly don't care about that. Sorry, Ronaldo, if you're watching. I'm sure he's watching from his hotel room. Let's see. A few more people have joined us. And as I said, if you do join us, thank you very much. It's another turn up for the books because Owen decided to join us. Thanks for joining, Owen. Appreciate it. I'm sure you're supposed to be getting on with your dissertation. But anyway, cheers for joining. G said, I stopped previewing the season. It's done and the players don't care. Hey, fair enough, mate. Honestly, I mean, I'm doing this because I've got a spare Friday, to be honest with you. But also because I enjoy talking to you guys, of course. That's another reason. But yeah, listen, I think it's a very fair assessment to say that the players are just picking a wage up at this point. You know, they're pretty well on the beach. I don't see any sort of passion to try and get into the Champions League, and it's frustrating to see. But at the same time, we've seen this happen. You know, this team have a lot of characters in it which have thrown former managers under the bus. You know, we've seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thrown under the bus because of players' down tools. We've seen Mourinho. I think finally, because Rangnick isn't going to be sacked, we are now seeing that a lot more fans are looking towards this squad and blaming them rather than the manager. We're seeing that these players are getting exposed a little bit for what they are really in terms of, you know, this season and the fact they're kind of going through motions a little bit. And yeah, it's frustrating to see really, and as I said at the start of the show, there's a lot of disassociation with this team, and you can't really begrudge anyone that kind of has a lot of apathy towards the team and the games at this point, because, you know, in some ways you're a fool if you're still, you know, kind of really getting emotionally involved in this team, because honestly, the way they're playing, it doesn't look like they care about us. That's all I'm going to say. It doesn't look like that at all. Adam says he wants to see Garnacho get a game time. Won't happen tomorrow. But what have we got left to lose? It's a fair point. I mean, Garnacho obviously got his Argentina call up. Saw the pictures with him with Messi and all that. He's a bright young talent. I can't argue with that. And to be honest with you, at this point, I would not be against just throwing in some of the kids. But do I think Rangnick's going to do that? I don't think so. But I would love to see him play. Let's see. Matthew's saying Shaw looking like he's out of the season. Yeah, I think he is. He is out of the season. That is another big bit of injury news. You were going to get onto that, but you know Matthew's mentioned it, so we may as well talk about it. Obviously, Luke Shaw was seen with a boot, I think. Out for the rest of the season, which is very unfortunate, and obviously he's lucky that the World Cup's not this summer, because if it was, he was going to miss out on a major tournament. But you know, again, Luke Shaw, he's had his injury troubles continuing, which is frustrating, because I don't think Luke Shaw's a bad player. I don't think he's had a great season. I thought last season was probably one of his best Manchester United shirt, but I don't really think that, you know, we've seen a good version of Luke Shaw this season. I think he has been a bit lackluster. We have seen a lot. So maybe it's not a bad thing for him to get some rest and kind of rethink things. But obviously, if it's a bad injury, then, you know, we do wish the very best for him. We do. Let's see. Asim's joined. Asim, thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. He seems absolutely hyped. But cheers for joining, Asim. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. You know, good to see. Keep the comments coming in. And of course, this is going to be our game. I always say it's a big game, but at this point, are we really playing for that much? Yes, we'd have to go on a brilliant run of games. We'd have to basically not lose the game for the rest of it, especially with the fact that we've got Liverpool and Arsenal coming up very, very soon. In fact, we play Liverpool next Tuesday. We pretty well have to win this game if we have any chance. And really, I'm looking at that Liverpool game as our last chance to do something this season in terms of spoiling the party for Liverpool. But really, it's a sad indictment on this team that's where it's come to. It really is a sad indictment. But you knew that already. You didn't need me to tell you that. Box says, can you still listen? Yeah, listen. It's mad world out there. Mad world out there. It's one of those, isn't it? I can say, I mean, if that's outlawed, then I mean we are struggling. We really are struggling. You have to question the IQ of people. But yeah, I appreciate that, Box. What do you use to cure it? I use Pringles myself. That's obviously Rich's hangover. He was at a wedding this weekend, I believe. So hopefully that all went good. Oh, he also says, any chance Kane signs? I'm not going to entertain that, to be honest. I'm not going to entertain that whatsoever. So there's my answer with that. Box's team lineup, and if you want to give your predicted lineups in the live chat, please do feel free to do so. He said he put Fernandes, Garnacho, McNeil, Shuratire, Mesbury in the bench ahead of Pogba, Lingard, Matic by Wan-Bissaka. We may as well. We may as well put the kids on the bench. I thought it was actually a lineup you're doing there, so I apologise. But yeah, we may as well put the kids on the bench. You know, we may as well put them in the starting 11. Honestly, I mean, I don't really know what to say in terms of our challenge for top four, and the challenge for top four in general has been a bit of a joke from Arsenal. Wolves, but I mean, I don't think Wolves are really in it, but even West Ham. West Ham are going to be looking to get into the Champions League via the Europa League. Now, what a story that would be, West Ham in the Champions League. That would be brilliant. But I think, ultimately, we are looking at finishing 5th, potentially even 6th, depending on how the Liverpool and Arsenal games go. But yeah, we may as well play the kids, throw them in, give them some experience. What have we got to lose? I think that's what Adam said earlier in the show. Obviously from a Man United point of view, we talked about the Luke Shaw injury news. Edison Cavani is also out of the game, but again, I didn't have to tell you that really, because he's been out of pretty well and again, he's another one that's going to be out the door this summer, and I think a lot of United fans will be somewhat happy to see the back of him. He was a cult hero when he first signed, scored some last minute goals, scored some brilliant goals last season. I remember the halfway line goal he scored against Fulham. It's a brilliant goal, but he just can't stay fit. He can't stay fit, and in the end of the day, Cavani, he like 35, 36. I think he's probably had his time at Manchester United, and it's frustrating that he wasn't able to get us over the line that Europa League final. He obviously scored the equalising goal, but obviously it would have been great if we won a trophy, especially for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, not just for Edison Cavani, but it wasn't to be. It wasn't to be. But you know what? He hasn't done too bad for us considering his age, but he has been very injury prone in this season. Terence VIP, well, thanks for joining, Terence. Appreciate it. I hope you're doing well, Terry fella. He says, Ralf is not doing great, honestly, just an opinion. Hey, an opinion, don't worry about it. Yeah, listen, the results suggest that he hasn't been thought he was going to be a thing. A lot of people saw him as this sort of, German football meister, the guy, the professor, this guy knows every tactic in the book, and he thought, everyone thought, including myself, that he was going to revolutionise the ways we play. Revolutionise the way we play. I'm slurring my words a bit there. But ultimately, he hasn't really. We haven't seen too much of a difference. Now, I'm saying that we need to look at the team. We need to look at the players now. We've seen this too many times under 3 or 4 different managers since Alex Ferguson got sacked. I think Rangnick's actually the 5th managerial appointment since Alex Ferguson left the club in 2013. So we've seen this, and I think we do need to start looking at the personnel. We start to look at the recruitment. Because the managers coming in, we've had 5 different managers now. You can't just put it down to tactics, in my opinion. I think it does play a role, don't get me wrong, but you can't just put it down to tactics. But it's your opinion, Terence, and I'm glad you have an opinion. If anyone else has got an opinion, please do leave it in the live chat or the comment section down below. We will, of course, get to it. Also, if you are interested in calling in, please do let me know. I just want to see the interest. If there's not that much interest, we won't be opening the phone lines tonight. I won't be able to do a match review, by the way, of the game. I'm gonna be going away this weekend, so I won't be able to do any kind of content over the weekend. So this is really it. So if you've got any predictions or any thoughts, get them in now, because I won't be speaking to you before. Well, not during or after the game, really, which is sad, but it's the truth, to get over it. Let's see, a few more comments coming in. Adam saying, Kieran, what do you think of Ten Hag? Well, obviously, this is the big elephant in the room, really. I saw today, actually, Ten Hag was getting battered by journalists in the press conference, and I guess you'd expect that, really. Obviously, the journalists want to get to the bottom of the story. It's only fair, but I did feel a bit, sorry for Ten Hag, really, the fact that he has to keep answering the same questions. But, obviously, I'm pretty happy that we're seeing Ten Hag come in. I think it's a good direction for the club. I think it's a different sort of manager than we've seen. I think he's going to bring some fresh ideas and hopefully get the best out of these players. But you know what? I've said the same thing about the last 3 managers we've had. So I honestly don't know at this point what's going to happen. I can't say we're going to turn into a super team, and I can't say we're going to go to shit. I honestly have absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea. Good to think, and it's good to wonder, and good to have an opinion. So yeah, obviously if you've got an opinion, let me know. But he looks good. I've got to say that he looks good. Rich says Cavani can piss off now. I think at that point it sums up a lot of what Man United fans are feeling towards Cavani. And there was a lot of, I think when he first was announced as a signing, I think a lot of people saw him as a bit of a square peg in a round hole. He's a bit of a last minute. We don't really know what we're doing, so we'll sign someone who was good 5 years ago. And I think there was a lot of worry and a lot of anxiousness around his signing, and he did prove us wrong in the early stages. I thought he was brilliant in his first season, but this season is just proven to all the worries we had have come true and have come to light. The fact he's injury prone, he's old, and it has kind of caught up with him, I think. Even though he loves doing the yoga, I think the yoga's just not helped him this season. I don't know if he's got injured doing yoga. That might be libelous. But ultimately, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I think, as we said, there's a lot of anxiousness when he first signed about his age. And it's come to light. So, okay at his time with United, and hopefully he goes on to bigger or at least better things. So yeah, keep your comments coming in. Let's just get to lineups. I see that Box put a lineup in the live chat. But here is his lineup. He's gone with Henderson, Dalot, Lindelof, Jones, Fernandes, Medri, Mata, Fernandes, Sancho, McNeil, Ronaldo. So quite a lot of changes from the Leicester game, I've got to say. I'm pretty sure that's 8 changes, is it? 8 changes? 7 changes. The City, the team that faced Everton at the weekend. A lot of youngsters in there. Fernandes. I love the look of Hannibal Mejbri. I've got to say, what I've seen from him, he's been absolutely brilliant. And Charlie McNeil as well. He looks like a goal-scoring machine coming out of the youth ranks. So, you know what? I can't even argue too much. I mean, I don't think Rangnick's going to pick that. I wouldn't bet on it. Trust me, I wouldn't bet on it. But I like it. I do like the creativity of the team. So I'll give you that, Box. I'll give you that one, mate. He's asking, would you rather City win the quad or Liverpool win the treble? That's a great question. That is a great question. For me, I would go... Well, it's not a great question. It's a terrible question to think about, but it's an interesting one, I guess, in terms of coming from Owen. But I think, to be fair, I'd probably rather City win the quadruple. Just because, obviously, realistically, no one outside of Man City fans care too much about Man City. Yes, obviously, they're very successful and people commend them for the way they play football. But ultimately, I think, they are the ultimate, get successful quick scheme. Basically, pumping a load of money into the team. And listen, Pep Guardiola's done wonders. I can't lie. I can't really kind of hate on him too much. He's been a brilliant manager in the Premier League. The results can't lie. The results don't lie, of course. But in the end of the day, you're looking at, Man City winning the quadruple. Yes, it would, kind of taint the treble winners, because then you would probably have to say Man City are the best team, best English side of all time, or at least it's the best season of all time winning the quadruple, because you can't get better than that. You just can't. So, if they do it, I'll commend them, but I'd much rather, I wouldn't rather, it'd be the lesser of two evils for me to see Man City win stuff than Liverpool. That's all I'll say. If I am still lagging and stuff, I might just not do the phone in. Andy, thanks for joining, Andrew. Appreciate it. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're well. Hope Hope you do. Yeah, I know. I stun myself, mate. I stun myself. I honestly stun myself every day. Box says, I think it's a perfect time to start fresh. We can get a lot of wages, deadwood off the books, get a couple of recruitments, and develop some youth. You can't argue too much with that, Box. I've got to say, you can't argue too much with that. Terence says, hopefully Ten Hag brings the result in. Yeah, well, I hope so, mate. I hope so. Listen, any change in results is good. Please. Just any change in performance. Listen, ultimately, you know, we're in a club right now where I don't think we're even in free fall. We're just a club that's not going anywhere, and we haven't really gone anywhere for ages. And I think the biggest thing with this season for me is the fact that we had almost the perfect transfer window. I mean, I don't think anyone was expecting us to sign Varane. No one was expecting us to sign Ronaldo. And these names that we got through the door were, you know, they brought so much confidence at the start of the season. And to see where it is now, I think that's probably one of the biggest disappointments. In fact, probably out of every Premier League side, we'd have to be up there in the top 3 most disappointing seasons. Because you look at the signings we've made, and you look at the players we already had. You know, this season was supposed to be our title challenge. This season was supposed to be where we finally got it together and, you know, put together a run. But we've been worse than we have been in the last few seasons. So that's why, for me, the high expectation and low performance is what has really been disappointing this season. But yeah. Andrew says, Matthew, I've run the numbers. We are lagging behind Owen on 28% of the vote at the moment. Oh, yeah, favourite coil, whatever. I mean, the fact that Owen can't be the favourite coil. Let's wise up. Let's wise up, guys. Come on. Let's see your score predictions then, because I'll probably be live for 5 more minutes. So let me know your score predictions. I'll give you mine. I'll give you my score prediction. We won't be opening the phone lines tonight, and I'm sorry, I can hear you groaning in the background or celebrating. I don't know. But I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Manchester United. I know, you know, Norwich are a team that we should be putting to the sword very comfortably, especially on paper with the players we've got. But I don't see it happening. You know, I don't see it happening. I do not see Manchester United having any sort of comfortable performance for its supporters. And every United game, I feel like, under Ralf Rangnick towards the end of the season, we will not see a good performance. I just don't see it. I don't see how these players turn it around, to be honest with you. Especially when I just feel like some of these players don't really care anymore. And there's some rumours coming out. It's a bit toxic at the moment at Manchester United Football Club. But I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Manchester United. I think we'll get the job done. I think we'll just have enough quality individually to get past Norwich. I mean, you have to think, earlier in the season when we played Norwich, we only just about squeezed past them with a 1-0. So, you know, let's just kind of, you know, put it in perspective a little bit. You know, Norwich did cause us problems. And if they put on a really good defensive display and Tim Krul has an absolute worldie, which he has done at Old Trafford before, we could be in very, very embarrassing situations. Let's just say that. Owen says 3-0. He says United Ten Hag at the back, pass for the third. What the hell does that say? English was never his strong point. Box says 1-0 to Norwich. That's, you know what? At this point, I can't even argue too much. Andrew goes with 2-0. But I was about to say great minds think alike, but I'm not sure if he's saying 2-0 or not, or if he's laughing to the red team. He usually knows his stuff, so I'll give him that. 2-1. A win's a win. A win's a win. Listen, a win's a win. But 3 points will do at this point. But are we still really in the top 4 race? In fact, in the last few minutes, answer me that. Do you genuinely believe, as a Manchester United fan, whether you're a Man United fan on stream, do you believe we're still in a top 4 race? Do you believe there is any possibility? And if you believe there is a possibility, let me know the percentage. Let me know the percentage you believe of possibility that we can still get top 4. Please do let me know. Rich goes with 2-0. Great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. And yes, Andrew, Great minds think alike. So we've got 3 2-0 predictions. But I mean, everyone's seemingly somewhat positive, which is a little bit hard to believe after our latest performances. But to be fair, Norwich is a team we should be beating. You can't read, mate. Charlie was right. Yeah. What a load of tosh. What a load of nonsense. Box says no to top 4. Matthews says the same thing. He's telling me to come on. Yeah. I'm just asking. Listen, I'm the presenter here. I'm just asking. Andrew says Spurs 63%, Arsenal 31%, United 2.2%. So you're telling me there's a chance. You're telling me there's a 2.2% chance. Well, at least Andrew's keeping the home fires burning there. Yeah, listen, 2.2% is probably about right. I think someone did a calculation. I can't remember it, but I think we'd have to basically win all of our remaining games at the end of the season, maybe apart from one, and we can draw one. So, like, it's basically impossible. Basically impossible. Well, it's possible, but it's basically impossible with this team, to be honest with you. Box goes with 3%, so he's upped Andrew's 2.2%. There we go. So already our odds are improving just in a matter of moments. He goes Tottenham 60% as well, and Arsenal 30%. So yeah, Derby's got 1% as well, which is very intriguing. To be fair, the job Wayne Rooney's doing there has been very, very good indeed, you've got to say. So if they do somehow make it into the top 4, you have to say, what a job he's done. What a job he's done. Will he be looking to fill the vacant role at Turf Moor? Just throwing that one in there to you. Just dropping that one in there. So yeah, last few moments. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules on this beautiful Friday evening, I should say. It was a brilliant Friday afternoon. The weather was absolutely cracking. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the live chat, comment section down below. I'm sorry we couldn't get the phone lines open. We will be trying to do that in streams in the future because I do like taking your calls, like taking your opinions. And I'm sure if we lose this game, there'll be a lot of opinions flying across. But for now, thank you very much for watching, guys. Really do appreciate yours as well if you are new. And leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, the comments even after the stream. So, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And have a good rest of your course. I probably won't see you until after Easter, so have a good Easter. Hopefully you get all the chocolate you want or whatever happens these days. But until we meet again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.